Welcome to Excel Problem Solvers. So Susan and Tim both would like to buy a new printer. Susan says, "Would you help me pick one of these three printers? I plan to print about 15 pages each day. So that's 5 days per week. I want the total cost to be as low as possible. I expect the printer to last 2 years." You'll see that the Epsilon printer is only $29, and so you might think that is the best price at the beginning. Until you look at the supplies, and you'll see that ink is $40 a cartridge, and it will add up quite a bit. Tim, on the other hand, has a different request. He said, "I'm Tim. Would you help me pick one of these three printers? I plan to print about 500 pages each day." And so his printer will probably be different than Susan's. Let's look at the fine print. First of all, you'll notice that each cartridge on the Epsilon will only print 200 sheets, while at the other end, the Zero printer will print 11,000 pages for a cartridge. And so the initial price on the printer, even though it's high, may end up being less expensive per page. Here's a suggestion for how to set up your spreadsheet. We'll do columns B, C, and D for each of the printers. We'll put in a line for their initial purchase price, and then we'll put the yellow section for the cost of their print per page. And that's important because even though inkjet cartridges are less than laserjet cartridges, they don't print nearly as many pages. And then for each of these people, we'll have to compute their expected pages per day. So Susan is only expecting 15 per day. This is the number that she will actually print per year, and so you'll need a formula to calculate that number. Once we know the pages per year, we can estimate how much it will cost per year because we have and then the total printing cost will come here at the bottom. The total printing cost added to the initial purchase cost will give you the actual cost for the 2 years of Epsilon. And so your job is to figure out some of the formulas that would make these numbers make sense. Once you're done, you will highlight the final results and you will create a chart that will show the differences in each of these printers. Similar to the other problems, we're going to have a section for Susan, and then we'll copy the information to the right side, and we will compute Tim's numbers. And so you should have two charts when you're done, and find out what the recommendation is for each of these people.